What's going on? And welcome back to all you lovely RDDC familians, Heck versus Hell soldiers, and True Seekers Mastermind Alliancers coming in to another episode of the True Seekers Mastermind Alliance, where we focus on taking God outside of the box and seeing
Hi,
the true
everybody.
narrative for what it is. As you can hear right here, we have your
Hi,
other host,
everyone.
Lexus T. We can't say
Hi, Texas Mayors. I'm here. Let's get it going. I'm just gonna follow by the lead right now and
let's
enjoy this
go.
journey.
And me, of course, Hector Rivera, coming in with another episode. And we've actually been focused on, if you've seen the last couple three, maybe in this mini series, actually the last one, it was a three-part series, Deception of Perception. We've been on the topic of perception. So that's kind of where we want to stay at. This is going to be like the final chapter, right? In a sense of that little mini series,
Oh,
talking about and speaking about perception in the sense of what we were previously speaking about.
mm.
So becoming omniscient is something that it's kind of like, well,
Yeah. Let's
what?
give you a definition of that.
Give me a
Um,
definition. Let's pull it
because
up.
yeah, that's one thing I do on the RDDC because sometimes I just the faith in myself where I'm like, let me get it here. What does omniscient mean?
Here's the definition of omniscient: knowing everything.
Boom. That's simple.
Boom,
That's
boom.
simple. So it says, knowing everything. The story is told by an omniscient narrator. That's another one. The true meaning, it says, what is the true meaning? Omniscient, omniscient, right? Knowing everything. It basically, well, knowing all things, all knowing, derived from omni, all, and yeah. So, oh God, what does it mean that God is omniscient? An omniscient God is a God is a God who knows everything, which basically is only the one and only God that should have in caps. Such a God would have the power to know the future, the present, and the past. An example is omniscience is the poverty of having complete or maximal knowledge. So okay, we're done with that. Anyway.
Perfect, perfect. So that's also why it's named becoming as opposed to being omniscient, because as humans and as a connection portion to God, we only have so much and so far as we can go. In the flesh, we're always going to be limited one way or another. Even Christ talked about how it said, even the Son knows not when that time is coming. Right. So there's certain things that we just cannot currently know because we are in the flesh. We are inside of the the frame being space, time, and matter, right? We are placed inside of space, time, and matter, yet we are eternal beings. We are a piece of God. We're a piece of God's breath, meaning, in a way, we are also forever. God had to
Yeah.
be outside of that to create it. So the conversation comes from starting to see things from such an elevated perception to where we view things as God would. We view situations without personal feelings involved. We start to take ourselves out of it, start to take our past experiences, our knowledge, our understanding, and we leave the understanding to the spirit to give to us. Because one thing that's really not talked about is the point of how Christ could understand and know what Pharisees were thinking. He could know what was in their hearts. He could know their thoughts. Yet even then he was in a human form. And now we actually have certain gifts like that given to us. I know one of Alexis gifts is feeling that vibration to be able to smell someone out, to be able to understand
Mhm.
their thoughts to a certain degree of what direction they are trying to move in, what their ultimate goal is in whatever it may be that they are doing. That's I have a similar one that I can feel out a person's intentions. That came from my naivety of being so trusting in other people, in other humans, giving them that trust to be able to say, okay, I trust that you are going to have a heart the way we were intended and created to be. And God gave me that gift to balance that out of being able to know someone's intentions. So knowing someone's intentions, therefore you can somewhat understand their thoughts and predict their actions because you know what their goal is.
Yeah.
These are things that can only be given through the Spirit, through the connection of God, through unveiling ourselves, our true selves, in what we were always created to be, of submitting to the self, our true identity.
Oh, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Suki. Oh, sorry. He's going into the identity. I'm sorry. Oh, go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? That's all that is. Hey, this is actually like one of the best setups for rolling out the Lex effect coaching if we, if we were to do it. Because so much of that, it has to also come from a point. There's a way where we can practically do it and we can help ourselves get to that point of
Preach.
uncovering ourselves, which is healing through certain traumas, going and finding out these situations in our life and being able to let them go and forgive them and seek our heart so that we can understand where it is that our belief system even lies, so that we can sniff out that fallacy that we hold.
Fallacy.
And fallacies. Um, so we can begin to understand ourselves more so of our current self and get to a point of knowing this is where we are and this is who we are. So it's two different things. We are currently a person, a identity in ourselves in which we have to elevate from ultimately. And we have to always understand that because even Christ came empty. We come empty. We don't step into our full role of ourselves until a certain point of time. In the same way, even looking at us as kids, we have to learn, we have to grow, we have to more so understand who we are. As children, we don't know anything. We have to continually be in that point of wanting to learn, right? And this is actually one of the first conversations that Lex and I also had. Hashtag, what was it? Smoke and mirrors. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was
Smoke
that
and
was something.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Smoke and mirrors. I was just reminiscing.
Yeah. That was a couple years back already. But even, seeing and understanding this in the direction of what we need to head. So the more that we are able to let go of trauma, picture it as though every piece of trauma that you have is a huge stone that is shackled around your ankles.
That's true. Very true.
And every time you let go of a certain trauma, you heal from it, you're able to elevate higher and higher and higher and higher as every stone drops, as every
That sounded like a meditation right there. Higher and higher and higher.
as, as every stone drops, as every trauma is healed. In the same way, the other analogy that I could give for it too is think about yourself in as a lamp in the middle of a dark room, and every piece of trauma that you have is a piece of clothing on top of that lamp. So the more trauma you have, the more clothes is piled on your light. And the more you heal, every time you heal, that one piece of clothing comes off, and then another, and then another. And slowly that light starts to get brighter and brighter and brighter. And you become to understand the perfect serenity balance of who you truly are.
So how
that
do you feel
balance.
that level is?
Huh?
How do you feel one can get to the? I guess as you're saying, if the omniscient, I can't even say that. I'll just say the
So
omniscient place.
so that's where I know one place is from that healing and trauma and letting go. But you got the keys to the other one.
Because I'm trying to
That's
be,
where
I'm
I
trying to
pass
be,
on the mic to you, and I'm like, well, tell it.
what I'm becoming is the TSMAer.
Yeah,
And I understand from Alexa. Oh, trust me, Lex is on this one.
yeah, that's
I'm
where
now
I'm like, all
becoming,
right, I set it up. Now I got my notebook. Now tell us.
no, no. I love to hear the intuitiveness of what you have. To make myself clear to everyone, I'm
Yeah.
asking Hector to get feedback from those of you who are probably wondering different questions within the conversation he has. That's what happens at webinars, different ones. People say, well, how do we get the product? And how do we get to this roadmap before the person can finish? So I'm allowing myself to become a outside listener who's not here in our booth with us. So,
Absolutely.
and I also get different variations of viewpoints into my knowingness. So, once you stop learning, you stop growing. So that's where I
So
wanted to come. So I'm sorry if I interrupted, but it was
no,
just from
absolutely,
where I felt someone's energy out there as they're going to be listening to ask or ask that question as well. But yeah, I'm
absolutely.
gonna let you start because my throat can't go where yours is because I'm dealing with -6 degrees here shortly.
Right, right,
So
right.
like I'm preserving a little bit, but I'm downloading. Okay.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
preach on. You preach on.
So, so one of the ways that we can, and one of the most crucial that can actually impactful ways that we can actually do it is sign up for the Lex Effect coaching, rolling out very.
You don't make me
No.
spit out my lemonade. Stop.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That would have been a good rollout because I only know to a certain perspective of what we can do. What we can do is take those practical steps of uncovering it, of following that thread, right? That like the episode we previously had of
Oh, that's not true,
understanding it.
Heck, because I saw a little glimpse of something about raindrops, and that was pretty deep. I can't roll it out for him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Come on,
So that
he's just trying to become a well-kept secret. That's all, everybody. Don't believe the hype.
so one thing that I personally did was, I did find that stem. I mean the roots of where things came from. Whether it be you taking certain actions like you going and just constantly self-sabotaging, right?
Mm.
Constantly going and having a beautiful opportunity in your face, and you go and you just make it to the point where you self-sabotage that opportunity, knowing full well that you were capable of it, but you not believing that you were worthy of it. And you have to go and find out, where does that even come from? Because just knowing it, that's half the solution. That's half the equation. You can't just know it and go like, oh, okay, well, this is the problem. I'm a self-sabotager. No, you actually got to go into knowing where the true problem is.
Mhm.
So many people say that too. Oh, I'm a control freak. I'm a self-sabotager. I'm a procrastinator. And nobody goes into the real solution. I mean, into the real problem and the roots. And it could be something as deep as, okay, what I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said, yeah, also the attachment. The
Yeah.
attachment
Yeah.
that I am, the I am.
Mhm. Exactly. So that's where we can really start to weed out the heart, because everything we attach I am to is a part of our identity, and our
Mhm.
identity stems from our heart.
Yeah.
Every belief system that we have is inside our heart. You ever seen that movie Inside Out?
I don't know. It sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's
I
a
don't
pretty
know.
good movie. It's a really good movie. It's got
Inside
a certain
Who started it?
understanding. It's basically a cartoon, and it talks about the different emotions, and building the character and ultimately the belief systems. So it's a really good depiction, so you can start to look at things from different views. That's why we like watching certain things too, because learning and hearing it from different people, hearing different things said, it does allow you to see different perceptions, right? But ultimately, whenever we go and we have those identities, right? I am a procrastinator, I'm a self-sabotager. Nobody really goes and tries to dig into why they even identify themselves in the first place with that. They just claim it to be so. They just say, okay, well, that's what I am. And it comes from, for example, that person that got the opportunity, every opportunity put in your face, and you go and you just self-sabotage. It can be from a point of not feeling worthy. Because no matter what you did in your childhood, you had a parent that just never acknowledged you because they never acknowledged themselves. It could be a passed down trauma just like that. It could be a lack of parenthood to where you truly believe that because you were raised or you were an orphan, nobody ever thought you were worthy enough to be adopted, to keep your parents, for them to stay in your life. And it's these belief systems that we end up building within ourselves that we can properly address, because so much trauma, yes, there is some that is conditioned, but there's a lot that happens in an instant and changes our life. But that's where we also got to have to go into that understanding of where it stems from, and that's the root. For example, like that, if we get abandoned by our parents, that's a root of our trauma. And that's where we start to begin to believe we're not worthy, we can't be loved, there's no way anyone could ever love us. Whatever stems from that is the core roots. And that's what we need to attack. So being able to go the way I kind of did it was taking it and now actually looking at it, because one of the things that we don't do is we experience these things as children and we never have a full understanding because of our limited perception, right? Going into that perception, we have a limited perception of why it happened and what it means. And ultimately, from that limited perception is where our belief system comes from. But now that we are matured, we can go and look at it, and one of the first things we have to do is forgive it. We have to experience it, go through those emotions again, let them surface, let them come out, forgive it, and then we can truly begin to understand what it was purposed for, the reason that it was even a chapter in your life, and where it brought you to become. And that's how we can truly see things from a godly perspective, to understand that, okay, this was purposed so that I can help other people that experience this as well. Okay, well, my parents actually left me, now that I'm finding out, because they had their own issues and they were not mature enough to raise a child. They were babies raising babies. And having these certain understandings can also help in that forgiveness process as well. It can very much help. And that's how I was able to do a couple things. But there are certain other ones that I can't give you. There are certain other portions where I have yet to uncover that I know Lex is holding back in her little, spiritual
Absolutely
Pandora's
not.
box of knowledge.
I'm enjoying. I'm sitting back here so relaxed. I feel like I just had a massage on my shoulder. I'm just listening. I'm listening as though I'm tuning in. It's actually quite enjoyable. Go ahead. I'm here. I'm here, but I don't need to speak. Go ahead.
So every time we start doing this, every aspect of the quote unquote problems that we have, because so many times we don't address that these are actually issues. We
Amen.
just see them as attributes to our identity, to our character. But nobody's going to tell you the truth that they are issues, that they are holding you back from becoming you. Nobody's going to tell you that. And that's exactly why we're here.
It's like carving
Truth
out
Seekers
new identity,
Mastermind
right?
Alliance.
That's true.
So it's really crucial for us to go through this process, even though it may be a little difficult, especially because some of us have that fight or flight cognitive ability, to where it stuffs down certain portions and memories of our life to allow us not to remember these things. I don't know if you've ever watched Insidious,
I
or
remember
not.
some of it, but I'm trying not to remember it. But like,
Yeah,
like it was just so I have to be careful from what I am vibrationally. So
oh, yeah.
if I was sitting with you watching it, it would have been better. But like,
Yeah, they got some, you know, they know what they're doing, you know, to jump scare you and to bring out a different type of fear in you. But
to having
it's
the
deep.
spirit world open and the different entities I've encountered, you still
Mm.
never know what's coming at you. Everybody. You still can get spooked no matter how much you think you can't get spooked.
Oh yeah. And well, one of the things from that too is, you know, it was a guy that experiences certain things and has that spiritual gateway open and different attachments from those entities, but he didn't remember as an adult. He actually passed down being an astral projector to his child.
Mm.
And he didn't know he had that. So whenever he saw it in his child, he didn't even want to believe it. But it was because his mind forgot, because he stuffed it down. And I believe it might have also been a little bit of hypnotizing that went on there. I can't remember all the way.
Yeah, we're
But
not
also,
telling you to go watch this movie, especially
yeah.
if you're doing
Be
something.
careful because those doors,
Yeah,
yeah, you
just saying
can open shut
I
doors.
want you to say, "Well, Tia's in there." So how is that? Oh
But
no!
there's kids too. There's things that even me that I've traumatically went through that I have no idea about. Lex can feel it. Lex knows it. But I'm like, I genuinely couldn't tell you if it's true or not.
You know, I realized something about you, and I won't say it on here, but remind me when we get off of here. And then, yes, no, it's not for everyone to hear. But there's some like we just went on. Right here we're on audio, but we just went on the video a moment ago, and we'll get to wrapping these up on the video platform.
Yeah, we'll start doing that again.
But I saw something in Heck's eyes that I've seen for a very long time, and I couldn't quite correlate what it is. Now, some might say, you know, he has gorgeous eyes. You know that especially the ones that look like males have the natural eyeliner. Women go like nuts over it. I don't know why we do, but it's just like that natural, like under dark. I don't know. It's just a feature they have where like, what we got to paint our
Yeah.
pictures natural, like the Egyptian males. It's a certain look that he had or you have that gave me I didn't know what it was. It just clicked in this conversation right now. And it was
Right.
the most innocent and most beautiful thing. It was kind of hurtful because you didn't realize you were doing it, but it's beautiful. And that's some of the pain that I see in you when you looked at me through the camera. Or
Yeah.
sometimes just the way you move or the way you look like you're poising yourself. And
Mm.
yeah, I'll tell you that here when we get off. Because what we do understand is that it's still an amazing journey.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But ultimately, to go, you know, a little back into it, yeah, we have certain
Oh, I'm
things where we
sorry.
can forgive. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was, I don't mean that, you know, just jump right back into it.
From your wonderful.
Yeah, I'm curious about that actually.
I'm
I'm very
downloading
curious.
this right now. I'm one of the TS mayors. Don't hate on me. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you for that. I'm gonna have to. We'll have to have a conversation about that after.
I bet Mr. Need to know.
But that's that's those are practical ways of what we can do, you know, and obviously going and succumbing our understanding, our ego of what we know into taking on and putting on the spirit of God. It's those two things. Submitting is still an action in a way. It's still a willing to do practical steps of what we can do for our healing process or just that, you know. And there's a lot more too, and that's why I actually am no that's why I was saying it too, you know, not even joking. There's more that I know I need to know, and I am very excited to be a part of the Lex Effect coaching and get those extra, you know, because I'm ready to get to that next level, you know, of
It
getting
almost
to a
feels like
different
you're
type of
down. Well, for how we
omniscient.
are, it feels like you're downloading so much. It's like you have like a bottomless stomach, and it's a spiritual stomach, and you literally feel like you're getting your Mario coins every time you can hear someone's hurt, their breakthrough, clarity, the understanding, even the journey of their life. It's like I literally get a chance to or should I say infuse myself into the other counterpart of who I am.
Hmm.
Because we're all walking parts of God. I mean, in the sense of what
Amen.
God created and not what the fallen ones had tried to do. But we're
Yeah.
all sentiments of that, even from what God has created and they try to alter. It's still God's creation. Even the adversary is God's creation. It's all created by God. So I look at that and I'm like, man, that's what I love about it. People say coaching. I hate the word a lot. A long time ago, I used to hate the word coaching because it would be so, oh, I'm a coach, and then now it's kind of solidified itself better. And then you really do. I'm a consultant. I'm a counselor. I am a counselor in God, and as well as a coach.
Yeah.
Coaching does the consulting kind of leads you by the way, and that's what Dream Builders kind of like a consulting counseling or consulting coaching kind of thing, coaching consultant. And then at the same time, we're to the point where we're connecting the dots and the pieces, and I know you can help people get to that point. We just have to modify where it is. And if anyone who can't go on that level, you're always welcome to tune into the episodes that we have here until you get to that point ready to level up. But this is going to be
That's why we have them.
Make some straight game changes to the game of life, especially spirituality and everything else, and their dreams.
Yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, I think that's definitely the journey we need to take, because and that's why it's a huge help of having things like this available, resources that we can utilize. Even like I'll say the BSR.
Yeah, that's good. There you go. That sounds better. You're right. That sounds a lot better. I don't know why I stopped at the BS.
And I just thought about it while I said it. I'm like, oh wait.
We have Lex Effect coaching, and I thought about it says lack. I'm like, there's no lack in this right here. I'm like,
I thought about that too.
I'm like, it's the LA life, it's the LAC. What? Because you're never lacking. You're never lacking. Okay, you're crack-a-lacking.
Crack-a-lacking, you heard?
But yeah, I mean, like at the end of the day, it could be, but at the same way, it's the LA, and living abundantly clear. There you go.
Amen.
Living abundantly clear. But yeah, that's where I'm at with it. I'm gonna just sign myself to just sit here and be a TS and mayor. I'm not even gonna sign out of anything except I love you and you're amazing. But yeah,
that was actually a good ending point.
Relaxing. No, if you go ahead, you can go on as long as you feel like it. Just don't expect me to be here.
No, I wanted to give it like that too, so that we can have it like quick and pungent and deep enough to where we can understand it, but not oversaturated with information where we're just vomiting, the knowledge onto you, and that's why we also give it in doses and double doses
and increments.
Wink.
I think it made me feel relaxed. It made me feel good, and it definitely felt from as a TSM mayor. Yes, I'm one of them.
Well, thank you for a first hand review.
You have to do that. You have to become the audience as well, because for me, that's what I'm always. An interviewer would do that. I want to know when the expert comes on. I'm not a host who knows the most. I am the host with the most, but I don't know the most, because that's why I have them there as well as their participation, because I want to learn from them. And that's what I look at the TSMA. I'm like, man, I was so relaxed. I felt the heat streaming in, my shoulder relaxed, and I was like, man, this is cool. Let me turn this up. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I'm like, oh, am I supposed to say something?
Right.
Like, oh. I was like, no. When you said, oh, I'm sure she's waiting to say, I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, sometimes you have to realize where your place is, and I am not one of those people who want to. So I got to put my input in. I know where.
Well, actually, right.
Yeah,
no, absolutely.
I always say RDDC, but I do always encourage everyone to be the change, feel the passion, embrace the power of spirit. It's good too, because it's wintertime, times are changing. We got to get our voices some rest, and we have other projects to put together so we can unfold for everyone. So that's why it's not the point of not wanting to be here. We want to actually set these things up so we can be here with you more.
Amen.
Yeah. So
absolutely.
Amazing. But I love
we're getting this thing set up because we do love you all.
Amen. Preach.
And
but we're gonna have the We're Not Alone Part 3 coming up, I believe, and I can't wait to get to that one too.
We might have to pull in EH for that one.
Oh, okay. I thought you said PH, like someone had an older pro. Okay. I was like, wait,
hello. I'm like, did I lose you?
Yeah, I was like, a little brain fart. But yeah, that one right there. I noticed that you all, our lovelians, are
Y'all.
downloading that. Those We Are Not Alone a little bit extra. I'm like,
They
I
like
get
it,
it.
huh?
It kind of gives you that. Dun, 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 dun.
They like it, huh?
Yeah, they yes, our audience is loving the We Are Not Alone. They love the other ones too, really good. But I noticed there's a spike with Angela, so the spike in the We Are Not Alone 1 and 2 is not a fluke. So
Mhm.
this third one, I don't know. I want to get into some deep ones too. So maybe we'll have
Okay,
it. And yeah, to compliment Mr. Heck on his wonderful artwork. I've been doing some in the past, but since we got a chance to mess with what we're on in a healthy way with our AI, it does help to be able to put the vision out there, so it kind of just draws you in more with the cover art. So thanks for that, Heck. We appreciate it.
No, of course, I try.
All right.
But we love each and every one of you
Yes, we
so
do.
much, and we very much appreciate the feedback.
Amen.
Thank you for the continuous support all throughout this, because really there would be no platform without the church, right? You being the church, of course. But we
The amazing
love,
revamped church. Amen.
amen. We love all of you, and we will catch you on the flip side.